Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Mixing politics with philosophy. I think our founding fathers' philosophy was that this country would be run by people who were not professional politicians. And of course, that's pretty much not the way it is for the most part. But in our local races, we do have a few people running for office who have never run for office before. And Russell Matzinger is one of them. And we met Russell for the first time, gosh, it's been a long time. He's the owner of Russ's Gentleman's Quarters Barbershop. And I remember he had an issue with putting up a roadside sign to advertise his business, and he wasn't allowed to do it. It was the most insane thing I had ever heard, that you can have a business, but you can't advertise with a sign. And the powers that be in the city, I don't know if it was the city or the county, but somebody was giving him a hard time. So he made his truck the sign and kept it parked right there near his business. And that solved his problem, I guess, for then. Plus, he did a good job cutting hair, so people were showing up. Russell is now, for the first time ever, a candidate, and he's running for the County Commission District 5 as a Republican, which means there's a race coming up on the 30th, which is the
Primary.
The primary. Thank you. I almost said preview. Good morning, Russ. How you doing? Good to see you again.
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you?
You're looking good. When I saw your name, I forgot your name, to be honest. I said to Robin, "Why do we know that name?" And she reminded me that you were with the barbershop.
That was back in 2008 when the crash hit and everybody's scrambling for business, and code enforcement was pulling up people's signs because they had the signs out on the road trying to get in business. I mean, it was tough.
So at that time, did you think, I got to run for office? I got to change these things?
No, never crossed my mind.
You didn't?
No.
So what did? What was the last straw? The camelback straw?
It was when we got our tax bills, and I went through the ceiling, and my wife said, do something about it. And I said, what? She said, run for office. So I thought about it. Next morning, I got up, jumped in the shower, got dressed, and went down to the election board and filed. I come back home. She's getting out of bed. She said, where were you? I says, I went down and filed for District 5.
Really?
She said, you're kidding.
Really?
I said, no. She said, well, you have just as good a chance as anybody else because you've been cutting hair here in town for 23 some years. And she says, but I'm going to tell you this. If you win, I'm moving to the beach. And I said, why? She says, because they'll hang you in 2 weeks.
It is one of the crazy things about politics. Yes, everybody hates the elected and loves the candidates,
Yeah.
right? I know. But still, we want somebody in there who's going to do a good job. So what would you do about the taxes? Is there anything that we can cut? Are we wasting money in any areas?
We are wasting a ton of money. They seem to forget common sense. End of the year budgets. If anything's left in the budgets, the heads of the department spend it on useless things, usually. And they do this because they're afraid they won't get the same budget the following year. Mm-hmm. Well, it's just the opposite. If you save us money, it's not going to cost us the same amount.
Yeah, who makes that decision? I've heard that too. I've heard that if you don't spend it, you lose it.
They all do the same thing. So let's make Marion County a model.
And the individual departments, from what I understand, sometimes one department will spend all their money and then they'll borrow it from a different department.
Well, yeah, that's sometimes you can't do that. There's a lot of stipulations in there that you're not really supposed to do that. You're supposed to stick within your budget. And they have to prioritize the budgets. What I would like to do is prioritize enough for our first responders. Say if you have a heart attack and
this is a big issue. The
guy comes to your house, the EMT, he's making $9.50 an hour.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
is that right?
That's
Yes.
not good.
I would like to bring everybody up, and we're losing them left and right.
That's what I
right
heard.
Now we have 100 and some slots open for firemen. Mm-hmm. They get trained here, and they leave. Now it costs us $500,000 to train it. What makes more sense? To give them a pay raise, to retain them,
Yes.
even if we have to put them on contract, that's our contract, is our promise. You're going to make so much by the time this contract expires, so we keep them here.
So the average listener is saying to themselves, well, how are you going to raise wages and cut taxes at the same time? That's what they're asking.
Cut taxes, but if we work hard enough to get more people to move into this area, now to get more people into this area, now the retirees, they come down to Florida just like all retirees do. But if there's jobs down here, we can get more people in.
Mm-hmm.
The kids that come into the shop after they graduate high school or college, I said, what are you going to do? I'm moving to Orlando. I'm moving to Tampa. I'm moving to South Florida.
I know.
Because there's more jobs down there and higher paying jobs.
I think there's higher paying jobs. I mean, my nephew is a firefighter with the Marion County Fire Rescue. And
He's a lieutenant.
hopefully he never leaves because I don't want him to leave. But I heard through him that people they're leaving for. I mean, neighboring counties. I don't know which ones pay more, but
Sure,
he said they still live here. They still live in our county, but they're actually working in neighboring counties.
Yes.
Now, how about the vacant storefronts? Because people come here, they open up business in the private sector, they build new buildings, and they don't utilize the buildings that have been abandoned. Would you try to make those businesses go into the buildings that have been vacated? How would you do that?
Well, the building I left a couple years ago, it's still vacated. I was in the Albertson Shopping Center
Right.
for 12 years. And sometimes landlords get a little carried away.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Marion County here, one of the lowest paid counties in the state of Florida. So I cannot raise my prices to keep up with the landlord's demand on the rent.
Yes.
Or CAM fees or taxes or all that.
Yeah.
We just can't do it. You'll price yourself right out of business.
Yeah, but that's a landlord issue. You can't really do much about that
You can't
commissioner.
You can't do anything about that as a commissioner. No.
Do the taxes, though, the business taxes, do they hurt our local businessmen?
I think a lot of impact fees hurt. Look what happened to our affordable housing here, Skyway, mobile home manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
The commission passed a $7,500, I believe, impact fees on mobile homes. Now, is that fair to a person that can't afford a $130,000 home?
Yeah, right.
$140,000, $150,000 home. And the mobile home manufacturers, those places are built. I give for instance, you take your house and put it on a flatbed truck and fly down 75 at 70, 80 miles an hour and see how many shingles you got left.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, right.
They are built, and they're built with 2x6s, 12-inch OC now. They are manufactured. The thing of it is that people don't like to look at them because they sit up in the air. Well, the code states they have to be like 32 inches from ground.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people can go in there with a bulldozer, bulldoze it out, pour a slab, bring up block, and set it on there and anchor it through the block.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Now, it costs you extra than just the guy to come out and just throw some blocks under there, take the wheels off, and pull away,
Yeah.
Takes a little extra, but it makes a much nicer place to look at than sitting up in the air 32 inches.
And is that something that you would tackle as a commissioner? Is there a part of that would be...
I think the impact fee, yes.
Okay. So
Try to get back affordable housing.
Again, when we have taxes, we assume that they're paying for something that benefits all of us. Is that not happening? Is that the infrastructure? Is that...
Again, it goes back to wasteful spending. There is not a priority on the budgets, whether it be commissioners, the department heads, anything like that.
Russell Matzinger is in the studio. We have to take a little break, Russell. And he is a candidate for the first time in his life running for public office. He is running as a candidate for Marion County Commission District 5 and currently held by Earl Arnett, I believe, right? We talked about this off the air?
Yes.
Right. So we'll take a little break and be right back. Do you want to take phone calls?
Sure.
From listeners? If you want to call in, you're welcome to do that. The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny today. We'll have an inland thunderstorm during the afternoon. High of 90 to 92, and then it clears back out tonight, a low of 71 to 76. Tomorrow and Friday, partly sunny. Any shower thunderstorm will be very spotty near the coast in the morning, but it's really going to be widespread thunderstorms during the afternoon hours inland. High of 89 to 92 both days. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Andersen of Central Florida leads the way in quality and installation to serve your needs. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, 20% off your entire project, including labor with 3 or more windows and doors. No money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyandersen.com. Renewalbyandersen.com. Offer ends August 31st. License CGC 1524135.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock, Russell Matzinger is in the studio. He is a candidate for Marion County Commission District 5. As a Republican, there are, as he mentioned during the break, I think, there are no on the ballot Democrats, but there are some write-in Democrats, which means this is a primary for you? I'm
primary
confused.
is August 30th.
So the primary is August 30th. Is the commissioner decided on August 30th, or do you still have to go to the general election?
It decides who's going to go to the general election.
So if you win, then you're up against the write-ins.
No, I'm up against the write-ins and also up against the incumbent, Earl.
Oh, really? Isn't Earl a Republican?
Yes.
But if you win the primary, you'd still be up against him?
I believe so.
I'm not even sure how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I pulled out my little card from Wesley Wilcox, and it says that my county commission district is number 2. And the question I asked you off the air is, and I should have known this, but I always forget, do I vote for you or do I only vote for the District 2 candidates? And I don't think there even are any. I just looked real quickly. But you said everybody in the county votes for every county commissioner.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we
handle the budgets.
So we all have to pay attention to all of you guys.
Yes.
Running. Okay.
And that is one of the most questions I am asked or questioned about. Well, I'm not in your district. I can't vote for you. Yes, you can.
See, a lot of people don't realize that.
I know. A lot of people don't realize that.
What is District 5? What does it
It's in the
cover?
northwest section. The boundaries. It's a fairly large. One of the largest ones is 4. Carl's district. 5 is a very large district, heavily populated. Mm-hmm. It goes from where the racetrack is, that road, what is it, 25? Mm-hmm. Northwest, Denellen,
Okay.
all the way
Oh,
down.
okay. Wow.
It's a big area.
Pretty big. Do you are you enjoying being a candidate? Is it?
It's fun. I've met some very, very interesting people. I've met some very mean people, but I've met some very smart people, and some people not too bright.
And the press? How's the press treating you?
Star Banner has done an excellent job.
Doing
We had
pretty
an interview with them. It was nice.
Is it a clean race? I mean, it seems like it's a clean from the outside looking in. Any mudslinging?
It's starting.
Oh, it's starting.
Yes.
Okay. I won't push you to say anything you don't want to say.
Okay. I think I'm being accused of mudslinging, but I just brought up a point. One of the candidates is married to a state rep. So I brought up the question on ethics, and it's not unethical. It is a little gray area. If he is running, he's a state rep, and his time is up again. He's got to get reelected. And she is running for the county seat, county commissioner seat. It's, like I said, under ethics, I think it'd be a little gray area. Collusion, conflict of interest, definitely.
Okay. So now you cut hair, and why that's important, I think, for the listeners to know is because usually, and everybody knows this, when you're with your barber or your beautician in the lady's case, you have conversations. So you speak to the people all the time. You're like
constantly. You're
kind of like an unelected, I guess, what's an ambassador or something.
We've been holding court in barbershops for over 200 years.
So did that question that you were referring to, did that come from a listener,
from a
customer?
A customer in my shop, and one of the other customers evidently got back to the Stones, and they were pretty upset about it. Well, I don't blame them. I think she's going to hurt her husband's reelection, and then after I got done speaking at a meeting one night, and I stand at the back to get everybody's reaction. If I'm sitting, I can't see the people's reaction on the other speakers.
Right.
And she walked over to me and she kind of threatened me.
Really? In what way?
Well, she just come right out and said, "I will destroy you. I will ruin you." And she walked back to her chair. It was sitting at the back of the room. And I said, "Are you kidding me? You're threatening me?" Loud enough for the first 3 rows, I think, heard me, and I was in the back of the room.
No.
Now, this is what you have to ask yourself, the voters of Marion County. Not only did she threaten another candidate, but she threatened a taxpayer. Because right now,
You're a taxpayer.
I'm just average Joe.
Yeah.
Running for an office. Mm-hmm. So do you want somebody like that sitting in that commissioner seat?
Let's move on to something else. Not because I'm okay with that, but I'm afraid your time is going to be used on that.
Yes.
And I think the listeners would like to know what your plans would be if you were elected. What kind of things would you like to approach? Things that you might want to tweak or fix?
First of all, I would like to stop wasteful spending, especially at the end of the year, blowing out the budgets so they get compensated the following year. Prioritize the budgets. Everybody, I look at it this way. If you were a child and your parents said, you got to make a list for Santa Claus, okay?
Right.
Okay. Santa Claus, let's say, is the county commissioners, and the children are the heads of the different
what?
things that submit the budget, okay?
Okay.
When I was a child, I'd use a scroll, okay? And then when I'd get the list back, it'd be on a Post-it, So
that's the way you would do it. You would
sure
take all the requests.
The heads of the departments are putting in a Christmas list, and then the commissioners are the parents saying, no, you can't have that
and
toy.
every one of those department heads that submits something, to them, what they have asked for is really important, and they'll make a pitch to you,
yes,
saying
definitely.
we need this, we need this, we need
Yes.
this. Are there any specific examples of things we've said yes to that you, in your opinion, we shouldn't have said yes to?
Yes, code enforcement running around in a brand new GMC Silverado pickup truck, 3/4 ton, full tow package, leather interior. Come on,
Wow.
and a diesel? Do they
Wow.
need a $79,000 truck? I drive a 1990 GMC. I price new trucks. I put mine in the shop, got a new paint job in it, rebuilt the engine, rebuilt the transmission, pulled it out. It's a brand new truck for $7,000.
Wow, that's waste.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so and you and code enforcement and you haven't gotten along in,
Oh, no,
in
no.
a long time. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Affordable housing, as I stated before, our first responders, not the ivory towers. The ivory towers, they're making enough. It's the guys, say down, the sergeants on down. They all need boosts.
The impact fee, does that apply to somebody just moving into the county, or does that apply to, like, if I went and bought one of the
Building.
so I could live here and move here. In other words, if I move from where I am now to a new home, I'd still have to pay the impact fee?
No, the impact fee's already been paid.
Okay. But that's for somebody moving in new.
No.
No?
If
Okay,
it's
I'm confused.
if the house is already built, even if a builder is building a house, you probably won't see the impact fee. It's built in to the price of the house.
Okay.
But if, like myself, when we bought the farm up here, there was a trailer on it. We lived in it for about a year. I started building the house, and the impact fees were paid on it at that time.
Okay.
Right. So
the $7,500 for the mobile home impact
it's
fee?
setting a new mobile home. Say if you come up here and bought a lot, and you wanted to put a mobile home on it, they would charge you impact fee is $7,500.
Okay. Which is, somebody who's buying a mobile home typically is scraping pennies together anyway.
Yes.
I see.
That's why they offer land packages, where you have the land and they'll package everything together for you.
Okay. So how does that affect anything you would decide on in the commission? Would that, I'm trying to connect the dots. As a county commissioner, is there something you would like to change regarding that impact fee?
I'd like to eliminate them.
Just eliminate it. Okay.
Eliminate.
And
until such time that Marion County is in a better shape. A lot of people don't know how much money runs through this town. It's over $500 million a year.
Wow.
And is that from tourists?
That's from the tax base,
Travelers?
everything. That's over. And now we just passed that tax, the 1 cent sales tax, that will add, I don't know, what do you think, another $2 million to the budget?
Exactly.
Russell, can I put you on the spot and ask you to give like a campaign speech? We've got 2 minutes left, and I don't want to occupy your time.
Okay. Basically, I believe in first responders. I want capital expenditures to have a return. Incentives for saving money. What it boils down to, if you want someone in the commission seat that is not a yes man, vote for Russ Matzinger. If you want someone who will go over the budget with a fine-tooth comb to stop wasteful spending, vote for me. If you want a person who will stand up for the people of Marion County and a voice in the commission and District 5, vote for Russ Matzinger. I want workshops to be for the people, not in the afternoon when nobody can come there. Make it in the evening, set a time limit on it, and let them speak in the workshops. I will work on saving our farms and our springs, support our first responders, like I said. Make no mistake about it. If I get elected to this office, I work for the people of Marion County. Another thing that's brought up is this CEP. Now, it has good points and bad points. Right now, the CEP is funded by Wildwood, Sumter County, and the villages. Now, they've done some good things, but when they start sticking their nose in the politics of Marion County because they want a Village 2 out in the northwest section, which is over top of one of the largest aquifers in the state of Florida. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Now, if you join this CEP thing, within a week's time, you're going to have $60,000 to $70,000 in your campaign fund. At that time, you no longer work for the people of Marion County. You work
Wow.
for outsiders.
Russell, we are out of time. Thank you so much for coming in. Good to see you again.
Good seeing you.
You're looking good, and I love the power with which you speak. Thank you, Russell. Russell
you.
Matzinger, running for District 5 County Commission. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Anna Wells. A Milwaukee cop is getting online threats over Saturday's fatal shooting.
Thousands have posted photographs of that